is another way to write a quadratic equation. We've talked about writing them in vertex form, which is the form that we talked about yesterday.
Yeah.
Now we're going to convert from vertex form out to what's called standard form. And standard form is going to be real useful later on in the chapter. Okay? You may remember we have standard form of linear equations that look like this. AX plus BY equals C. Does that ring a bell at all?
Yeah.
Okay. Even if it doesn't, that's okay. I just wanted you to kind of see the similarities between this and what your new standard form is going to look like. This standard form, A, B, and C were all numbers. You're going to have that same thing here. Standard form of a quadratic looks like this. Y equals AX squared plus BX plus C. And again, A, B, and C are all numbers. But notice that in this one, the y is by itself. Up here, y was not by itself. Here, the y is going to be by itself. Okay? Now, the problem that people have when they go to do one like this, I'm going to hand you an equation, I'll say convert this to standard form. And people immediately start looking for like a formula or something that would help them find A, B, and C. You can't find A, B, and C by themselves. The only thing you can do is mathematically work it out to make it look like standard form. Okay? So this is just going to be a lot of math. There's no tricks, there's no formulas, it's just arithmetic style math. Okay? Maybe a little more complex than arithmetic, but it's all stuff that you've learned already. Okay, to turn an equation into standard form, you need to expand and simplify anything you can. Because notice, standard form doesn't have parentheses, it doesn't have, you know, things on both sides, doesn't have anything like that. Oh, and that's supposed to be simplify.
Wow.
Yeah. Okay, expand and simplify. And then you also need to solve for y. Okay? Expand and simplify and get y by itself. So, looking at that first one, to get something like this into standard form, I'm just going to follow PEMDAS. Okay? First thing I'm going to deal with is this square. No, because I'm not solving. Good thinking. If I were solving, I would. But I'm simplifying. So how do I work with that square? Nope, that's what... Yeah, I want to write it out twice. Yeah, I would square root if I were solving this, if I were trying to find what x equals. I'm not. I'm just trying to rearrange this equation. Okay? So remember that square means to write it out twice. Now how do I multiply those two parentheses together?
FOIL.
FOIL. Yeah, this is what we talked about a couple of weeks ago. So FOIL these. Right now I'm ignoring the 2 and the 1. Okay? So y equals 2, and then this would be x squared minus 4x minus 4x, and negative 4 times negative 4 is positive 16. Still have the plus 1 on the outside. Now what? How so? Like terms, good. Negative 4x and negative 4x. That becomes negative 8x. Plus 16 and plus 1. Now what do you think? Yeah, distribute the 2. So y equals 2x squared minus 16x plus 32. And then I still have a plus 1 on the end. And then what else do you think I can do? Combine the 32 and the 1. Those are like terms now. So 32 and 1 can go together.
Bam. I
So see how there's nothing new. Nothing I did today was new. Okay, I used FOIL, and then I just combined like terms and simplified where I could. Okay? And now that looks like your standard form equation up here. Okay? Let's do one more.
Bless you. Is that all our homework here?
Pretty much.
That's
That and some graphing. Okay?
Fisher, calm down. Come on.
Okay. Enough. Okay, now what? Gentlemen. FOIL from here. Inside, negative 6x. And negative 6 times negative 6 is positive 36. Okay. Combine like terms. Now what?
Distribute.
Distribute what?
The 1/2.
1/2.
Yeah. Today,
Fisher, calm down.
Guys, enough.
hey, they're pricing.
Okay.
We're gonna take that.
What's 1/2 times x squared?
0.5.
What is 2 times x squared up here? 2 times x squared is just 2x squared. So what's 1/2 times x squared? 1/2 x squared. Okay, you don't do anything with the 1/2 and the square. You just make it 1/2 x squared minus 6x plus 18. Now this one's a little bit different at the end because notice that extra number's not hanging out here. Eric, what do I do?
You have to minus.
Yeah, subtract the 2. So I end up with y equals 1/2 x squared minus 6x plus 16. Okay? And now I'm in standard form. So when I ask you to put something in standard form, there's no trick. Okay? There's no formula. It's just working it out and simplifying it. Okay? That's all you have to do.
So we're putting that in for the.
Well, if I asked you to graph it, then yes, you would. Right now, all I wanted was, what is this in standard form? Okay, Sean? Oh, like if you were going to put it in the calculator? Yeah, you could put it in as a 0.5. The other thing you could do is like to type in 1/2 x squared. You could do in parentheses 1 divided by 2, like that, to do a 1/2. That works better on some of those like 2/3 and the ones where the decimals are not as clean. Okay?
That's a Y problem.
Okay, so your assignment tonight is a few of these problems and then a few that you have to graph. And really for the graphs, you can just type them in the calculator and get the coordinates like we were doing. Okay? I recommend that you do the graph ones first if you don't have a calculator at home. So you do the graph ones now and then take these ones home to do. Okay?